You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. It's brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com. Mr. Farris, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty darn well. Thanks for caring. How you guys?
Super duper.
Very
all
good.
right. Elvis Presley would have been 85 years old today.
Oh, really?
Yes. Imagine that. It's his birthday. Plus, years ago, it was, 45 Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel.
Yeah.
It was A and B side.
Yeah.
They were both number one at the same time.
On his
that's
birthday?
cool.
On his birthday, they hit
Happy
number one.
birthday to Elvis.
Yeah, and that record would stay number one for 11 weeks, which was an all-time record at that time.
And that was the A side and the B side of the same 45.
Yeah, Don't Be Cruel and Hound Dog. Interesting
That's really neat
stuff.
That's very cool.
Another rock icon legend, David Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave would have been 73 today.
Yeah, I miss him too.
And here's where we hang a hard left. Kim Jong-un, Little Rocket Man.
Okay.
North Korean madman and all-around lunatic. He's 38 today.
He's also a best-selling artist, though.
He really kind of, Boy, I got to tell you
something.
what.
He has no greatest hits. It's just he has a lot of failed rocket launches, which is just the most bizarre.
Well,
They keep, but it's like the Wile E. Coyote of that part of the world.
Well, what are you going to do?
He kept doing stuff, and it's like, yeah, you're not impressing anybody. You're making yourself kind of look like a knucklehead.
And yet he is the supreme leader of an entire country.
Exactly.
No one really knows why.
Yeah.
It was this day in, speaking of being a fantastic leader, this day in 1790, first U.S. President George Washington delivers the very first State of the Union address.
Yeah.
Interesting.
he was.
But he really had nothing to compare it to,
Loved
so he
him.
basically said, things are looking okay.
The best our country's ever been.
Well, really, what else are you
Little
going to
did
do?
he know it's the best it would ever be. Okay,
And
maybe not.
1902, I love this so much. And if you think politics are insane now, you know what? They've always been kind of crazy because this actually happened. This day, 1902, New York State Assemblyman Francis G. Landon gets a bill passed that criminalizes men turning around on a street and, quote, looking at a woman in that way. That was the actual wording of this bill.
And it got passed.
What year was that?
It got passed 1902.
Wow.
So men, if they were walking down the street, turned around and looked at a woman in that way, they could be cuffed and stuffed and off to the side. That was the precursor to the Me Too movement.
Yeah,
Very, very
for sure.
early, sir.
And in 1964, to bum you out even some more, President Lyndon B. Johnson declares the war on poverty. Back then, approximately 13% of people in this country were considered at or below the poverty line. 25 trillion, that's with a T, 25 trillion dollars later for welfare, entitlement, social justice programs, yada, yada, yada. And 56 years later, that rate is right around 12%. So, nice job.
So it's down 1% is what you're saying.
Hey, if you think our government can't fix everything, you're wrong, mister. There's proof right there. Wait a minute.
There's also a reason we don't talk politics on this program.
No, we don't. I just thought that was
Oh,
And you don't know how hard that is sometimes, by the way.
That's for sure.
Dan, thanks for that update, sir.
my pleasure.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, and it's brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Do you have a credit card? Is it a pretty good one? Here's how you can tell. Take the details of your current card, the interest rates, points, and perks, and compare them for free to the available offers at bettercreditcards.com. If we can offer you a better credit card, it could save you money every month. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can still check it out at bettercreditcards.com. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on them critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner. Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Yes, snabby quick salute off the well-started. Remember the old Ranger Dan cap to you two little lunatics. Don, you're looking good. Hi, Heidi.
Ranger Dan.
Look at you, smiley, crazy little woman. All right, rein it in.
Yeah. Still married.
Little radio rangers. Like I say, getting back to basics here. This is Critter Corner. I am a ranger, so I'm going to share some, fairly random, amazing, mind-boggling critter knowledge with you this morning. We're going to be jumping fast. Pay attention. Did you know the heart of a shrimp is located in its head?
No.
Yep, makes for some pretty interesting, if not totally messed up, Valentine's cards. This is interesting. You know, I'm sure you've seen them maybe in the garden, outside in the parks, whatever. Slugs. Basic slug. Did you know slugs have 4 noses?
Oh, wow.
I did not.
Do, which is why most slugs simply can't afford a cocaine habit.
Not with 4 noses, you can't.
Now, this is interesting. Did you know that 3% of all the ice in the Antarctic glaciers is comprised of penguin urine?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
3%.
Yikes.
Oh.
Penguin urine.
Yeah.
Actually, the other 97% is other urine.
Mainly polar bears and
Polar
stuff.
bear and some Eskimo.
Yeah.
And some Eskimo.
Frogs can't vomit.
Oh, good.
Frogs simply cannot vomit, but here's the thing. If a frog absolutely has to, it will, in fact, vomit its entire stomach
Oh, my goodness.
Ew.
and then croak.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Now, when it comes to things physical, like we're talking about here, so a frog can't vomit. You know, neither can rats, by the way. Rats can't
Yeah,
vomit
I
either,
remember
but
you told us that.
kangaroos can't pass gas.
Really?
A kangaroo
Really?
cannot pass gas, which is why they're always cranky, always bouncing, and are so darn bottom heavy. Well, that's all the time we have today, a little radio. Makes them
So darn bottom heavy.
extremely explosive, too. In
Yeah.
Back in the day, I have it on good authority that warring Aborigine tribes would sometimes using bamboo as a fuse. Light a kangaroo up and throw it at enemy warriors. The art of warfare, known as the Australian Molotov cocktail.
Oh, my God.
Next time, this is Ranger Dan out. None too soon. Say it with me.
Yes, sir.
Did you make a resolution to give up drugs? It's not going to be easy, but we'd love to help. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most, and addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. We want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for the morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro at the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. And we're going to make some people winners right now, Dan?
Yeah, as far as I know, we're the only radio station I've heard of in recent memory that actually supplies free station logo tattoos to anybody who wants one.
Yeah.
And people sign up for it. I think we're edging up towards 160 of these bad
Something
boys
like
over
that,
these. Yeah, okay.
We started this 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago.
Right.
And then we took a little break, and another station copied us for a little while. And then they're gone. And now we're doing this again.
New and improved. Updated,
and it's an updated logo.
the station logo about 2.5 years ago. And it's pretty right on. Congratulations to Tim Tomshak.
Yay!
And also Joe Friday.
Yay!
We're going to set it up. We'll get you over to see our...
I don't know if that's his real last name.
Our good friend Steve over at Alien and Company Tattoo, and get you inked up. And again, it's free of charge.
Yeah. If you would like to be on the list to be considered, I'm looking right now. There's 71 people who have signed up. So I've had several people say, hey, did you get my entry? Yeah, we did. But we're going through, we're doing a little differently than we've done in the past. In the past, It was like you'd call in and we'd just book it right away. And there was a time where we would be in there for a long time. I remember one day we had like a Tattoos Day. We were all day.
Yeah, all day long.
So now we're picking them. But again, sign up if you're interested at sunnyradio.com.
See what's going on. Ooh, this is kind of fun if you haven't had time to do it yet. The Winter Wonderland, the light display at Falls Park, they're extending that to the end of the month, so January 31st.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really cool that they're doing that.
If you want to slide by. It is pretty amazing.
We drove through there with Heidi's family.
This town has a great parks and rec department, man.
They do.
Just, they really, really do a nice job.
My favorite was when they first put it up, the wind had caught some of the lights and they were just hanging there, and it literally looked like somebody took a fistful of lights and just threw them at a tree.
Just tossed them. Oh, that's good enough.
See, I dig that. Like, why not? What else is going on? Our Sioux Falls City Council has approved a motion that allocates $100,000 toward funding a COVID-19 public health education campaign.
Oh, that's super. Money well spent.
Because
how much is that?
It's just $100,000 so far. They're also discussing more potential funding for the future in case additional information during the pandemic needs to be shared with the public. Because really, where would the public get any information on this pandemic?
I mean, how do you find it? It's not like we
I don't know. It's a mystery to me. This is where
access to the internet.
Wait, I think Heidi and I are both being sarcastic, John.
Yeah, we're being very sarcastic.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
No, it's really not.
But I'm wondering.
You don't need to ask questions. We never know the answer.
But here he goes anyway. Go ahead, John.
But I'm wondering where those funds are going. What is it going to? $100,000 to do what?
For public education.
That's what we know. That's the extent of it.
That's all it says.
Call your representatives.
All right. I'll have to ask somebody.
It's probably $100,000 for a few Facebook posts or something.
That's where I'm wondering.
I have no idea.
We could educate the public.
I have no idea. I've never seen a bigger rodeo than this pandemic. I'm sitting here, a supposedly bright human being, and I don't really give myself that much credit, but after almost a year now of this, I'm still sitting here going, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So maybe that $100,000 will help me.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to educate you.
Put it this way, Mayor Tenhanken, this is Dan.
Remember, you guys finally put in his bridge.
We were in marching band together in Worthing.
Worthington, I think.
Here's the thing. Write me a check for $100,000. I'll go door to door. I'll cover the whole metro area. Hello?
I'm here to educate
Have you heard about COVID? Yeah?
Have
Okay.
you heard about it?
Have a nice day.
It's from China. Okay, bye.
If you have any questions, call this number.
Maybe there's more to it than
There's got to be more to it than that.
The city's blowing the money. It's got to be for a great purpose.
Of course.
Well, thank you for that update, Dan.
Yeah, I'm glad I could help.
I don't know that you did, but we tried. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. It's brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com. Let's make 2021 a brighter year. Last year was awful for many people who put everything into a business, hoping to live their dreams, only to have it become a nightmare. You can help them by shopping locally. If you have the means, buy some gift cards from a local business and give them to a friend who could use some help. You'll be helping your friend and the small business, plus all the people who work there too. This is a positive thing you could do that could ripple through your community to make 2021 a brighter year. Take part and learn more at giftcardchallenge.org. Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They've got a beautiful light fixture that can brighten any room. If you want to stop in, you can see them. And right now, we're going to brighten your day with some good news. And I've got a guest joining me from the Boys and Girls Club of the Sioux Empire. I have Lisa. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Now, we talked on the radio about this the other day when you'd sent out the press release saying that it's coming soon. It was at the time a month away. Now it's a little less than a month away. The Sioux Falls Winter Carnival, February 6th through the 14th. And this ain't your first rodeo. You guys have done this a few times now, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're in year 3 of Sioux Falls Winter Carnival, and it continues to grow and build momentum, and that's a really exciting thing for us.
And the thing, before we went on there, you said that, well, we still have some things kind of in the works, so we're going to talk about some of it, but I guarantee you by the time the carnival gets here, there'll be things that we don't even know about. Well, at least I don't know about. You might know about them, but the things that haven't even been fully developed yet, because there are still plenty of things kind of in the works, aren't there?
Sure, absolutely. We're working every day and adding new events to our event calendar, and you can see that updated really on a daily basis at sfwintercarnival.com. Things are being added there. More information's coming out. We're on all the popular social media channels as well, and we're posting and talking about things and kind of launching all kinds of new stuff coming for really safe, great social distance type activities for us this winter when we're all looking for something to do.
Absolutely. And the thing that I think is cool, the reason I wanted to chat now, even though it's almost a month away, if there are people listening that want to get involved, this could be a really good time for them to do it. Are you still looking for sponsors on events? Or are you still looking for additional events to be added?
Absolutely. We're always looking for sponsors, and all of the proceeds that we raise through Sioux Falls Winter Carnival go directly to Boys and Girls Club. So that's where all the fundraising comes in. We're looking for sponsors and new partners all the time. Our favorite thing to do really is create win-win situations. And Winter Carnival was kind of birthed out of an idea of downtown Sioux Falls did a great job offering a grant program that we applied for 3 years ago, and that was to bring an event downtown, bring an event and get people out of the house when typically people tend to hibernate. I think we all get the winter kind of blues, and we sit in our house and we hide until the snow starts to melt. And we're all South Dakotans, and we should be used to winter, and Winter Carnival's all about embracing it. Get out, get moving, whether that be getting some exercise outside or going to so many of the retailers and organizations we have in town that have great things going on. So just pushing people out and getting them to embrace winter.
And again, Sioux Falls Winter Carnival is coming up February 6th through the 14th, so it kind of leads right up to Valentine's Day, and it's a great opportunity for people to, if maybe you want to get out and have some fun, but you could also incorporate towards the end of this maybe some fun Valentine's things too, couldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah. We have lots of things happening. I could name a couple of the main events. Now, we always kick off this fantastic week with a Frost fundraising gala. That looks a little bit different this year. Yeah. Last year, people might remember we were at the district and dressed up in diamonds. We're not going to gather this year, but we will have a virtual event, and that really gives us a great opportunity to open up to people who might not have attended the event, but could still hop online, get to know what the Boys and Girls Club is doing in Sioux Falls, and support us if you choose to do so. But at the very least, really kind of learn what's happening within Boys and Girls Club in the community. And another great event that we had last year was Brewfest. It doesn't quite make sense to get together under that big tent this year, the way things are for a Brewfest. But we have come up with another really great idea, and that's called our Wine and Whiskey Punch Pass. Nice. We have 8 fantastic retailers in town that are working with us, people like Our Wine Bar, Tinners, Tavern 180, 8 different restaurants that have a BOGO offer, or a buy one, get one free, on whiskey and wine selections. That's a simple punch card that you can buy on that website I mentioned, and not only support the Boys and Girls Club, but support local businesses who have definitely struggled during this year as well.
And we're going to throw a link to that to make it really easy to find. Between now and the event, we should chat a few more times to kind of remind folks. But again, thank you for all that you're doing to help raise funds for a great organization.
Thank you for having me.
Again, it's the Sioux Falls Winter Carnival. Their website, sfwintercarnival.com. The event itself is coming up in February, but you can find all of the information and see how you can get involved in that Frost Masquerade or the Wine and Whiskey Punch Pass. There's links to both of those things right at the page, sfwintercarnival.com.
Did you make a resolution to stop drinking? It's not going to be easy, but we'd love to help. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most, and addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. We want to help. timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Because celebrity is awesome. Fabulous. She's back. Katie Couric. She's been chosen as one of the first new kind of trial hosts of Jeopardy.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, because Ken Jennings is going to get a fly at it, and apparently they're going to break this out into a week-by-week basis. Until they pick a permanent new host for that show.
Right.
As my guess is in a week's time, and that would be 5 shows, correct?
A week would be 5 shows?
Yeah, and the producers and whatnot, the people behind this thing will be looking at the ratings and eventually come up with, hey, this person was really strong. Look at the numbers here, and that will probably. I mean, that's kind of how it works, right?
Probably.
Yes.
I mean, would
really
watching
hope it's
Katie
not
Couric,
Couric.
would that catch your attention?
Not me.
I get emails from her now, so
I know you do.
She sends out like a little newsletter thing.
No, I would not watch it for her at all.
Okay, again, thought it was kind of interesting, but she's been around a long time. I mean, she's network news anchor.
She's got a following.
And everything else.
Yeah.
And she does. Apparently, they're bringing her back, and they haven't released a list of who else. So far, we got Jennings, who was the all-time winner ever in Jeopardy history.
But the thing
that
is,
one to me kind of makes the most sense. But
and I got an email about another, like a Tournament of Champions winner, that I think we might end up having him on the show. They reached out to see if I'd be interested in chatting with him, and I said, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But it wasn't Ken Jennings. It was a different guy. And it said, I think he won the most money.
Oh, okay.
On Jeopardy.
Right.
So like Ken Jennings, I think, won the most times, but this guy won more, whatever it was.
Well, here's the thing, though. Just because Jennings, for instance, was on the show doesn't mean he's going to be a great host.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to have the personality.
Doesn't always transition.
Yeah.
I mean, how many professional athletes go into sports broadcasting and they're terrible?
Yeah.
Right.
Even though they played the game, it's hard to talk about the game.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Troy Aikens.
Hey, I recognize that name, too.
There you go.
We were talking the other day about how many different football people's names I know, and it's not many. So
nothing personal, Troy, but you and Joe Buck get on a one-way bus.
Now I never know if you're making up names just because everybody knows that I do. Is Joe Buck a real thing?
Yeah, John.
Okay.
It's a real thing.
It sounds pretty made up to me.
The highest paid sportscasters in the industry.
All right. Yeah. Well, Dan, thank you for that update, sir.
My pleasure. Good luck, Katie.
Yeah, before we move on, is there somebody that one of you would like to see as the host of that show?
I already said Gilbert Godfrey.
I mean, for real.
Why not?
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
I think somebody like Craig Ferguson, because Craig Ferguson's a very smart guy. But he would
loved
make it,
his show.
I like Craig Ferguson.
He's an intelligent guy.
I think he would be a good one.
I think he would, too. I think he'd be a great
And he would bring some fun levity to the show, which I think it could use. A little stiff.
It's the longest running game show, isn't it?
I don't know.
Something like that. Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Do you have a credit card? Is it a pretty good one? Here's how you can tell. Take the details of your current card, the interest rates, points, and perks, and compare them for free to the available offers at bettercreditcards.com. If we can offer you a better credit card, it could save you money every month. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can still check it out at bettercreditcards.com. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, January 8th, 2021. The equities markets rallied to a new all-time high in the wake of unprecedented political turmoil. The NASDAQ Composite led the charge with gains of 2.5% to break above its psychologically important 13,000 level for the first time ever. Share of Apple, Microsoft, and Google helped drive the move with gains in the range of 2% to 3.5%. The S&P 500 came in a distant second with a gain of 1.5%, while the Dow Jones Industrials lagged with a gain of 0.6%. The sentiment on Wall Street was boosted by data from the ISM. The Institute of Supply Management Services Sector Index rose unexpectedly as economic activity continues to expand. Walgreens Boots Alliance was the strongest performer in the Dow after posting better than expected results that confirm the success of turnaround efforts. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.